Well, there it is, turned up right. Now I've got a little bit of stress for time because now I have to caulk all these gaps and seams and then get the insulation in and the boards on before dark, which gives me 2 hours to caulk every one of these seals. Now it might be a bit of overkill, but I want to make sure that nothing ever gets in here. No wind, no bugs, nothing. So I'm caulking every single seal, every gap, all the way across. And there is the tiny house frame on the trailer. It's looking good. There's my floor. Mouse proof, bug proof, waterproof, wind proof, tiny house frame. Now before I put the insulation in, I've got my caulk gun out and I'm caulking all the seams here just to make sure that nothing ever comes up through there. And this is how I'm going to build my whole house, caulking every gap and every seam. And then what I do is put my finger inside a plastic bag and run it along the edges, which smooths it in and works it into the corners nicely without getting a mess on my fingers or needing gloves all the time. So I'm just going to continue caulking all these gaps here, and then I can put in the insulation and the flooring. Well, there we go. I've got this half all caulked. All the gaps are caulked. I'm going to do these in a few minutes, but first of all, I've got Chris opening up the insulation. Anybody that doesn't want to be in video, step aside. Chris has opened up the rock wool, rock wool, which, oh, there it is. That's going to fluff out. We're going to put that in here in a few minutes and lay down the insulation in here, and then we'll be able to put the floorboards down. I'm not going to seal them yet. I'm not going to screw them down because I want to caulk and glue everything properly. We don't have enough daylight, but I want to get the floorboards down so that I don't have a bunch of bathtubs sitting here if it rains, or swimming pools. And then the floorboards will go down, and then the tarp will go down for the night, and that'll protect everything. So, actually, I'm going to set up the tripod and we'll see how this looks, Chris. Alright, Chris, let's,
This was rolled over, that's why I asked.
Can we rip that plastic back some in the corner?
Yeah, I just sand took
Where's
that
it?
knife.
I've got a knife. Deer knife.
I use this in opening package that says do not cut good.
So, here we have it. This is the rock wool. Hopefully it fluffs out nicely. You see how this fits in here. It's supposed to be 24 on center. And boy, it's not as thick as I thought it was gonna. That one goes back there. Or whatever. Yeah, let's put it in here. I want to see how. It's supposed to be 24 on center, so obviously I think it's going to fit a little tight. It's supposed to fit tightly. So if you bow it up in the middle. Yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
Careful, because that stuff
I know
rips.
it's coming apart.
Yeah. If we work there, yeah, that's fine. That'll work. That's fine. See, that's.
What I'm gonna push on that much.
Yours is fluffier than mine. I hope it fluffs up some more.
That was on the end.
Yeah. I'm sure it's supposed to fluff up some more. Because it's supposed to be 3.5 inches thick. So let's have a look at this up close.
Wow. See, this one's a
With
lot
the camera. So there, that's going to fit in there. Now this is a 6-inch thick, deep. This is 2x6 framing, and I've got 3.5-inch thick rock sole, so it's not going to fill that gap fully. But I took a calculated cost thing. There goes my brain shutting down again. Well, anyway, I calculated the cost here and decided to go with the 3.5-inch thick. I have the 2x6 framing for strength and support. But that's an R15, so that'll be enough for the floor right there. Too much more cost in the floor would be a waste, I think. So we'll go ahead and drop all these in here, and then we'll have to cut the ones for the middle, and then we'll be ready for the floorboards. So I'm cutting these in half. Now these are right now 47, just over 47. So I'm going to cut these 23 and a half, and that gives me 2 precise halves. Hold on a second here. 23 and a half. Now there's something special about cutting rock sole insulation, which I'll show you here in a minute. Check my measurements a couple times. Got the idea, because that's 24. What happened here? 24, 23 and a half. Awkward to get the measurements, but once you got it, this is the special tool to cut rock wool insulation, a butter knife, and it cuts this just like butter. It's really cool, really. The secret tool. Read that on the website. Nice and neat and perfect cuts. Alright, Chris, you can haul that away. 2 halves. And that's the secret to cutting rock wool. There's another thing I'd like to point out about this stuff. Unlike fiberglass insulation, this is made from mineral fibers, which is pretty amazing. I read it comes from the, it's slag from the smelting industry, if I remember right. So it's also green because you're reusing waste products. But it doesn't pick like fiberglass insulation. It doesn't cause the itching, the irritation in the sinuses. You need no special breathing masks, no special clothing. This is very good stuff to work with, very pleasant and comfortable to work with.
We need one that's about 1 inch longer.
Right now?
Yeah, well, that one that's in the middle barely fits.
What?
So we got the last one here. And
They should all be the same size.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Huh? That shouldn't be. Let me come with my measuring tape and check. This is awkward because when I move one piece, the other one moves. Oh, that's got you. Okay. Let me kill the camera. Actually, I'm not going to kill the camera, I'm just going to shut it off. Oh, we're running out of daylight, but we got the insulation in. R15 in the flooring. This fits precisely together. It is cut to fit 24-inch on center precisely and fluffs up to almost fill that 2x6 frame. And it's still fluffing up nicely, so it's really good stuff. I'm very happy with this. I'm going to later go and go where it's a little bit compressed and I can fluff it up by hand a little bit later. And we even cut for around the wheel wells. All the way through. I've got it in there. Oh, I'm so excited. This is really a happy time. Now the wheel wells, later I'm going to build an insulated box that drops in over the wheel wells. So I'll do that later on. So that's a separate project. That's just a drop-in box. But for now, there's my insulated floor of my tiny house on wheels. Looking really good. Really, really good. This is going to be one of the coziest homes I've ever been in, I have to say. Chris put a second coat on the workbench and it looks really good. Thank you very much, Chris, by the way. You can make a sound. You don't have to, I'm thanking you. That looks good. Very nice. Now later I'll paint the sides with that green oil-based paint that I have, and this will last me forever basically. And make it even better, I'm going to caulk the seams in the top so rainwater doesn't get in between and cause any rot. And I've got myself a lifetime workbench. Looking good. So I guess we'll slide this one across. We can lay it on top of these and slide it over in place to the far edge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me swing around.
I lost my shit.
You get it?
Almost. Okay. No?
No. Alright, let's slide this over. I'm gonna get in the middle. This is gonna be awkward. Would have been easier to go around, huh? Huh? I'm gonna go to the other side and see if I can pull it over. Like this one. This one's going to have to slide back a tiny bit, the one in the middle, so I've got some overlap. That one, if you go to the edge, it might be a... Oh, wait, can we push it together?
I don't think so. I tried it.
Lift and pull. There, whoop, too far, way too far. Come back. Stop. It gives us an overhang for that other board in the middle. Oh, that isn't gonna... Oh well, water will run off that way, I guess. For now. What we're doing right now is just laying the plywood sheets on, just in case it rains. And then later I can stake them on. And I can later glue and nail them on, but right now we just don't have time. And I've got to cover this because in case it rains, then it won't all fill up with water. So the plywood is going to be down, and then the tarp will be on top of that. Oh, well there it is, tarped off and ready for whatever comes. Couldn't have done it without Chris. Feels good. Good day of work.